Retracing Our Steps has finally come to global, and we are back to do some stupid stuff with our lovely hunters. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back once again, but if this is your first tower, let me fill you in. What we do is every event, I try to clear the entire event using our lovely hunters, and because I hate myself, I can only use them a max of 4 times each. We have 10 stages to clear this time around instead of the normal 8, and because of that, it's not going to be an easy run. So let's see if we can go all the way to the peak of this mountain and see what lies at the top waiting for us. Stage 1 is not a good start to the run. We must use 3 hunters to get the clear. This stage introduces the snow children, cute little snow bear enemies that we're going to repeatedly hurl into walls with the snow priestess statues for that sweet bonus damage. We also get introduced to fluffy snowballs, a cute little cat-like enemy that absorbs snow children and gets stronger unless you also blast them into the walls to get them back to their normal state. Either way, we stay out of the avalanche zone and just let the lovely true damage from the avalanche kill the last wave of enemies. We're getting back on track with OS2 with my favourite type of clear, a solo clear. After all these years, Spectre still holds her own and clears this stage with no help from the others. We are introduced to the Egg Cradler Foul Beast. Normally a pretty easy enemy, but if you shift them, they drop their eggs and get a speed bonus, but more importantly, become unblockable. Right now they are free if you know what you're doing, but I have a feeling the EX stages next week will make these guys such a pain. OS3 is here, and a Spectre solo is so nice, let's do it twice. The top lane only has snow children, while the bottom lane has our new enemy, the Snow Adillos. Turtle-like enemies with a concerning amount of defense and res, but make them hit a wall and they take big damage and get flipped, making them lose it all. Spectre takes the top row plus the Foul Beasts, and we use the statues to kill the turtle. Now is a good time to talk about the statues as well. Enemies walk into its range, it gets charged up, and when it's full it hits them with true damage and shifts them in a certain direction, which is nice. But what also isn't nice is it affects your ops as well. Playing around it makes it a very useful tool for this event. But be careful, because it can ruin runs as well just as easily. Stage 4 is up, and some old enemies from the last Karajac event are back. And not to be outdone by the original, Spectre ult also gets a solo. We are channeling our inner Tums this time, as out of the 30 enemies, 21 are going into the hole at the bottom of the stage. Pretty easy clear as we make our way to the halfway point of this tower. OS5 and we keep getting thrown new enemies, and this time it is a bat. Look, I know it's called a cave snow spirit, but let's be real, this one's a bat. Once again, Andriano is here to save us from the awful aerial enemies. One hunter hits the ground, one hits the air, and a bit of healing in between makes the clear a very simple one, despite how many aerial enemies there are. Stage 6, and we're in the back half of this tower, but here comes Spectre ult again for another solo clear. This stage introduces a new enemy, the Great Horn Roll, or basically a deer, as one of the more annoying enemies of this event. When this bad boy gets blocked, it begins charging its antlers for a special charge attack. If it hits your ops, they get stunned, but more importantly they get pushed like the effect by the avalanche, which is just absolutely terrible news for everybody. Good thing they can be stopped with a stun or a shift. Spectre chunks the first one down with her S3, and the rest we use the statue and the conveniently placed hole at the bottom of the stage to kill them and secure the victory. Stage 7, and our first farming stage arrives. This is a bit of a gimmick stage, where you need to use the statues to weaken the enemies before you get overrun. We attack this stage with our lovely captain dance. Gladia on her S3 to deal with the right side, and her partner on the floor on his S2 on the left to mop up everything else. We get another new enemy this stage, the Snowcap. It takes reduced damage at the start and protects its allies from getting launched, so they need to die pronto, and nothing like our good old washing machine to deal with them. Then we sit back and watch the statue do its job. OS8, and we hit the stage that's going to take all my sanity for the next few weeks. As before, our first hunter on his S2 deals with the elite lane, and Gladia on her S2 deals with the filler enemies. The bats come back, but our S2 gives us enough lane control that we really don't need our sniper to come back. Other than that, a really nice and easy 2-op clear that could also count for trust farms as well, I guess, if you need it. Stage 9, and the penultimate stage is upon us, and not to be outdone by the ladies, our first hunter gets a solo clear as well. We sandwich him in between the 2 statues and watches the depths devour all their bones. Not even the final enemy, the Isbit, is safe as we chunk them down before they can even attack us, thanks to them being incredibly slow and being damaged by the statue. Now, finally onto the boss stage. Boss stage time. I managed to get this down to a 3-op clear instead of the full team, which I'm really happy with. It wasn't too difficult once you understand what the boss is asking from you. I'll let it play in full, and I guess I'll see you all in the outro.
They will cough up some useful information.
Hello and goodbye.
Watch out. The currents will pull the weak into the abyss. I'll match.
This execution is not worth witnessing.
Watch out. The currents will pull the weak into the abyss.
Your useless tricks will only make your death more miserable.
Have I granted you the permission?
Hello and goodbye.
Your useless tricks will only make your death more miserable.
Focus.
Watch out. The currents will pull the weak into the abyss.
The depths will devour your bones.
The visibility is pretty good here.
Your useless tricks will only make your death more miserable.
That person pretty fascinating.
Watch out. The currents will pull the weak into the abyss.
That person pretty fascinating. Mission accomplished.
Well, that was a pretty fun event, and honestly not that hard as well, even with a total of 10 stages. Here is the tower if you want to have a look at it. 5 solo clears really cut down how many total hunters I need for it, which was nice. I'll see you all next week for clearing the EX stages with AH, and as a little tease just for this event, a bonus lore accurate clear will be coming as well. See you all next time. Bye!